One autumn, I went to stay for the hunting season with some friends at the chateau in Picardy. My friends were very fond of practical jokes, as indeed all my friends are. I don't care to know any other sort of people. When I arrived, they gave me a princely reception, which at once aroused distrust in my breast. We had some capital shooting. They embraced me. They cajoled me, as if expecting to have great fun at my expense. I said to myself, "Look out, old ferret. They have something in preparation for you." During the dinner, the mirth was excessive. Here are people who take a double share of amusement for no apparent reason. They must be looking out in their own minds for some good bit of fun. Assuredly, I am to be the victim of the joke. Attention! During the entire evening, everybody laughed in an exaggerated fashion. I could smell a practical joke in the air as a dog smells game. But what was it? I was watchful. I was restless. I didn't miss a word, a meaning, a gesture. Everyone to me was an object of suspicion. I even looked distrustfully in the faces of servants. The hour rang to go to bed. The entire household rose to escort me to my room. Why? They called out to me, "Good night." I entered the apartment, shut the door, and stayed where I was without moving a step, holding a waxed candle in my hand. I heard laughter and whispering in the corridor. Without doubt they were spying on me. I cast a glance around the walls, the ceiling, the hangings, the furniture, the floor. I saw nothing to justify suspicion. I heard persons moving about outside the door. Without doubt they were looking through the keyhole. A thought came into my head. My candle might go out and leave me in total darkness. I went over to the mantelpiece and lit all the other waxed candles on it. After that I cast another glance around me. Without discovering anything, I advanced with short steps, carefully examining the chamber. Still nothing. I examined each article, one by one, carefully. Again, nothing. I went over to the window. The shutters, great heavy wooden shutters, were open. I closed them. I drew the curtains, enormous velvet curtains, and in front of them I placed a chair so that I would have nothing to fear from the outside. Then I cautiously sat down. The armchair was solid. I did not venture to get into the bed. However, time was flying, and I began to come to the conclusion that I was being ridiculous. If they were spying on me, as I suppose they must be while waiting for the success of the joke they had planned for me, they must be laughing enormously at my terror. So I made up my mind to go to bed. But the bed was particularly suspicious looking. I pulled at the curtains. They seemed secure, but still there was danger. Would I receive a cold shower bath from overhead? Or perhaps the moment I stretched myself out, I would find myself sinking onto the floor with my mattress. I searched my memory for all the experience I had ever had of practical jokes. I did not wish to be caught. Certainly not. Certainly not. Then I suddenly bethought myself of a precaution which seemed to me of considerable efficacy. I caught hold of the side of the mattress, gingerly, and pulled it gently towards me. It came away, bringing with it the sheet and the other bedclothes. I dragged these objects into the middle of the room in front of the entrance door, and there remade my bed as best I could, at some distance from the suspicious bedstead and from the corner which had filled me with anxiety. Then I extinguished the candles and, groping through the dark, found my way under the bedclothes. For at least another hour I remained awake, starting at the slightest sound. Everything seemed quiet in the chateau. I fell asleep. I must have been asleep for a long time, but all of a sudden I was awakened with a start, by a heavy body tumbling right onto my body, and at the same time I received on my face, my neck, my chest, a scalding liquid which caused me to utter a howl of pain. And a dreadful noise entered my ears, as though a sideboard laden with plates and dishes had crashed downward. I felt myself suffocating under the weight that was pressing down on me, preventing me from moving. I stretched my hand out to find out the nature of this object. I felt a face, a nose, whiskers, and with all my strength I launched a blow into the face. But then I immediately received a hail of blows, which made me jump straight out of the soaked sheets and rush in my nightshirt into the corridor, the door to which was open. Oh, stupor. It was broad daylight. The noise made my friends come rushing into the chamber, and we found, sprawling over the improvised bed, the dismayed valet, who, while bringing me my morning cup of tea, had tripped over the obstacle in the middle of the floor and fallen on his stomach, spilling, in spite of himself, my breakfast over my face. The precautions I had taken in closing the shutters and going to sleep in the middle of the room had brought about the interlude I had been striving to avoid. Ah, how they all laughed that day.